What's up, YouTube? Okay, so last night I went out to do some night photography, which was a request from one of my subscribers. Now, it didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. One, it was very cloudy. At first, it looked like clear sky, and then all of a sudden, boom, the clouds were there. Like, what is going on? Where'd all these clouds come from? But I did the best that I could. I only got like 4 shots. Then I got fed up and decided I would just go find a spot to take some shots of my car. I did a bit of light painting. The other issue too was the fact that I was in a secluded area where there was no street lights, no ambient lighting whatsoever. So the video that I tried to take on location is terrible. I'm just gonna warn you now, it's absolutely terrible. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. Did the best that I could with what I had. I was using a mini LED light. It wasn't very powerful. Well, it's pretty powerful, but it's not a very large light source. So yeah, even the light painting on the car didn't quite work out so well. So then I went to another parking lot that actually had overhead lighting, and I just continued from there. But yeah, so the clouds and the stars was pretty interesting. I basically shot one of them at 30 seconds for the exposure, another bunch at 15-second exposures. But I'm going to show you in my editor, the before and after, just making a few adjustments to try to, bump up the image look and the quality. And let's just go from there. Blah! So here I am out in pretty much darkness, and thanks to Rod Alalay for the idea of doing some nighttime photography. There's a fair amount of light pollution though. The moon's really bright too, so that's not really helping, but anyway, we'll see what we can get. So over here I've got my K-3. Not sure if you can see that. Got my K-3, and I was going to do flash as well, but I'm not going to end up doing that. I'm just using remote shutter and set to 15 seconds, manually focusing in small increments just to dial in the exact focus area. Because infinity focus isn't always infinity focus as it's marked on the lens. Some lenses it's past infinity, some it's just before infinity. It's kind of hard to tell. But alright, well, let's go and see what I can get. Alright, so here we are in DxO. On the left side here is the initial the initial image before corrections, and the image on the right is after corrections. So basically what I did, if you look at the right panel here, basically what I did was I increased the blacks a bit just to bring out a bit of color here in the trees. It's a little blurry there because it was a little windy. So I brought the blacks out. I increased the contrast just to give more definition within the clouds and bring out more of the stars. You can see a pretty big difference here with the stars. They do stand out more on the right side. And just adjusted the tone curve very carefully. This is the bright area, this is the dark area, this is more of the mid-tones. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. I shot at ISO 1600, if you look here on the left. At f4, I was using the Sigma 1770 f2.8 to 4 DC Macro HSM on my K3. And this was a 15-second exposure. As you can see, the clouds were moving pretty quick. Now, if we go, and you'll also notice here, what I did was just applied repair just to that one image, just to get rid of some of this stuff in the corner here. So you can see that that's gone on this image here. And so just moving on to the next one. Each one of these, so again, this is as it came out of the camera, or how it was recorded, and this is after I've made my corrections. Again, same idea. Just bumped up the contrast,
raised the blacks a bit, and you know, did the same thing. Got rid of this little whatever that is on the corner there, and then raised the tone curve just to bring out more liveliness within the image. And then here's with the extremely bright moon, which was absolutely intense. So again, you know, and this is the image on the left with no corrections. This is on the right. You know, the stars are a bit more defined. The moon is a lot brighter though. You know, as I said, you know, these aren't my greatest images, but it is what it is. And same thing here, you know, again with the tone curve and the contrast and the blacks to, you know, show this here. Now, you have to keep in mind that I shot this in absolute complete darkness. There was no light whatsoever. I mean, you know, just a bit of post-processing and just taking your time can actually achieve some remarkable differences in your images, like especially this one. Doesn't even look, I mean, it's completely and utterly different. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I didn't do anything super special. This was ISO 1000 at f4, 10-second exposure on a tripod, and you know, I just went with it. So that's pretty much it for this one. I just wanted to do a outdoor one because I did promise I would do it. So Rod Alalay, there you go. Like I said, you know, it's not going to be the greatest video. It was a lot more difficult than I initially thought, but it is what it is. Anyway, that's it for me. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. You guys will see me in my next video. I'm out.